Big Ron Jones, and I am with Eric and Leo. Cut from the same cloth. You guys rarely see me with such stellar examples of this whole bodybuilding community here, but we finally went together here at Leo's gym, DMV Iron, about to get to it. Leo's gonna put me through a serious chest workout. We're gonna get to it. Eric, you ready for this?
Ready.
Let's go now. Any words before you try to kill us?
Yeah, let's start with the flat bench.
And we'll get straight to it. Flat bench it is, guys.
All right, let's start with the warm-up first. Who wants to go first? All right, so the very first thing that we want to do when we're doing benching, you want to keep your feet wide. Why you want to have your feet in a wide position? Because it's going to help you to stabilize the weight, right? After you position your feet, the very first thing that you want to do is you want to retract your scapula. If you don't retract your scapula and you don't depress your shoulders, what's going to happen is when you're training, when you're benching, all the tension is going to go to your front delt. And we want to keep the delt out of the equation, right? So let's go and do a set. Let's see where you are. One of the most common mistakes that people make when they're benching is they think the bar has to touch your chest. The bar doesn't have to touch your chest. What you want to do is you want to stay in the active range of motion. What the active range of motion is a part of the range of motion. We already know that the full range of motion is all the way up, all the way down. So the active range of motion is that portion of the exercise where you're going to activate the most amount of fibers and where you're going to keep the tension in the muscle that you're trying to train. So what happens is when you go all the way down, the tension is going to go from your chest to your triceps and your shoulders. So what you want to do is you want to keep the tension on your chest. So you want to stay a little bit up. So let's do it again without weight. No, right. Just without weight.
Here it goes.
Yeah, so there's tension, go up, tension, good. Perfect. Now, another thing you want to do is you want to keep your forearms on 90 degrees. There you go. Go again. Perfect. There you go. All right, let's try again.
All right.
Good. There you go. Perfect. There you go. Look at Eric right now. All the tension is on his front delt. All the tension is right here. There is no tension on his chest. All right, so how are we gonna fix that? Let's put it away for a second. All right, Eric, before you start working out, the very first thing that you have to ask yourself, what is that muscle for? Your chest is nothing but a bunch of fibers that start here. This is the origin of your chest and this is the insertion of your chest. So you got a bunch of fibers that come like this, right? So the main function of the chest is to move your arm like that. So if you are training for hypertrophy, no powerlifting. Powerlifting is a totally different story. But if you're training for hypertrophy, the very first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you, instead of benching up and down, you don't want to bench like this. You want to bench like this. Your elbows come across your chest. So it's kind of like a circular movement, right? And before, the biggest mistake that he was doing right now, his scapula was loose. If your scapula is loose, then his shoulders are all loose, right? Because every muscle in your upper body attaches to your scapula. What you want to do is you want to retract your scapula. So you're going to roll the shoulders up and push them down. So imagine you're holding a piece of paper in here and you don't want to let it go. So you want to make sure that you keep your upper body just like this the whole time. You can never let go. Your scapula has to be retracted the whole time. So by doing that, now his chest is exposed. If you're here, then it's easy for your front delt to take over your chest. You want to make sure your chest is over there. It's in a better position than your shoulders. So let's do it again. Make sure you retract your scapula. So arch a little bit. Pop your chest up, keep your shoulders down. So now your rear delts have to be touching the pad the whole time, okay? So remember, you don't have to go all the way down. The only time that you have to go all the way down is if you're doing powerlifting, because it's the nature of the sport, but we're not doing powerlifting right now. We're trying to challenge your muscle. All right, let's do it again. Shoulders down, go up. All right, go down, right there. Go up, right here. You don't have to go all the way up. So his active range of motion is that part of the movement where he's gonna activate the most amount of fibers. So he doesn't go all the way down, he goes all the way up. So now there is more tension right here on his chest. Another mistake that people make all the time is elbows in. If you're trying to work out your chest and your elbows are in, that means the insertion of your chest is not doing really much for you, because this is insertion. If you're here, this part of your chest is gonna work. If your elbows are here, then this is not doing absolutely nothing. It's only your tricep and your front delt. So you wanna make sure for hypertrophy reasons, you wanna keep your elbows out. You wanna push your chest up a little bit. There you go. Go, go, go down, up. There you go. You see activation right here? Go. Good. You gotta make sure the tension goes to the muscle that you're trying to train. Because the human body doesn't recognize, oh, I just wanna work out chest. I don't wanna do shoulders. What the body works, the way the body works is, imagine you have to move some heavy furniture out of your house. You're gonna call your strongest friend. You're not gonna call your weakest friend. So if your chest is having a hard time, what your body's gonna do is it's gonna be like, hey, shoulders, help me out. I'm dying in here. And then that's when the shoulders are gonna take all the tension away from your chest.
You guys are witnessing right now a very common issue when it comes to bodybuilding world is we get into it, we start stacking on weight because that's what we're capable of. But for instructional, we gotta remember, like you just told me, back the weight down some.
Many times when we go so heavy, we lose the tension because your body's gonna start doing all kind of funny things. So you're gonna start using your triceps, you're gonna start using your shoulders, and you're gonna use a little bit of your chest too, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the more optimal way to work out your chest. So sometimes don't go so crazy heavy. You can go as heavy as you can as long as you can control the weight. If you cannot control the weight, then you shouldn't go that heavy. All right, let's try again. So remember, set up, stabilize, initiate. So let's set it up first. Keep your feet wide so it's gonna help you to stabilize the weight. The second thing we wanna do is we wanna make sure that you're gonna hold the bar a little bit out of your shoulder area, okay? We're gonna control the negative. We wanna do 3-second negative. There you go. Good, right there. See, the bar doesn't touch his chest. For powerlifting purpose, yes, because that's the nature of your sport. So if you're training for hypertrophy, the bar shouldn't touch your chest. Because what happens is, if the bar touches your chest, then the tension is gone. I can have the bar on my chest the whole day long if I want to, right? But if you keep it, let's say, 1 inch away from your chest, then it's more challenging for your chest. In your case, you have to exaggerate a little bit more because he's a guy who has really, really strong front delts. So his front delts are always gonna try to take over his chest. So what he gotta do, especially on the incline, he have to arch his back. So all this chest right here is gonna work more. All right, let's do it again. All right, remember, your rear delts are always gonna be touching the bottom. Right there, go. Right there. Don't worry about going all the way up. Sometimes if you go all the way up, then you're out of your active range of motion. You wanna keep the tension on your chest. There you go. Much better right now. All the tension is right here. Good. There you go. 3 seconds coming down. 1, 2, 3. Up. There you go. Keep your shoulders down. Right there. So if he passes this point, then the tension goes from his chest to the shoulder. So he shouldn't pass this point at all. So all the tension is on his chest right now. So here in DMV Iron Gym, we have a specialized equipment. So this is a regular incline bench. We have this bench right here. This is an arch bench because it's in an arch. So it's gonna help you to keep your shoulders down. All right, let's try to get here for a second. So as soon as he lay on the bench, automatically his shoulders are lower than his chest. So what your body's gonna do is your body's gonna try to use your chest more because it's in a better position than your shoulders, right? Go down, 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 right there. Contract more your chest. Good. There you go. Good. Good. There you go. All right, so we're gonna do flies on the pec deck. Let's see how you do it. All right, so stop right there. So the biggest problem in here is the same principle that we just talked. He didn't stabilize his scapula, so now his delts are taking over his chest. So all the tension right here is right here on his front delt. So there's absolutely no tension on his chest. All right, go down. So what you want to do is, first you want to move your hips a little forward, a lot forward, like over-exaggerating. Good. Now you want to make sure you arch your back. Because if you want all this chest to work, you got to make sure you arch your back. And then the insertion of your chest has got to be a little bit in alignment with your shoulder, okay? With your chest. So keep your shoulders down now. I know it's not comfortable, but it's not supposed to be. Rotate your elbows a little bit. There you go. Let's do it. All right, so you don't want to go all the way forward because what happens is if you go all the way forward, then your delt take over. So do it again. Go, 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 go. Right there. So the tension is on his chest right now. You still have to do a better job keeping his shoulders back. There you go. Stay like that the whole time. Over exaggerated. Imagine you're the biggest guy in the gym. You want to walk like that. All right, do it again. Right there. Good. All the tension is on your chest. Keep going. Right there. No, no, no. Keep going. All the way back. Forward. Right there. Good. There you go. So now we have more tension on the chest. There you go. Right there. Good. So right now the tension is on his chest. If he goes all the way to the front, then now all the tension is on his delt. You want to keep the tension here. So go. Right there. Good. Do it again. But you don't want to train with your elbows down because if you train with your elbows down, the insertion of the chest is not really doing much for you. You want to rotate your elbows up so you can actually get a really good stretch on the insertion of the chest. In his case, he doesn't have that problem because his chest is actually, he has a big chest, so his chest is not having a big problem right now, so he's not really getting help from his delt. But if you want to challenge the chest a little bit more, contract for 2 seconds. 1, 2, down. And closer. Close, 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 close. Good. Right there, good. Now he's putting more tension on his chest. There you go. 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 You see a crazy amount of tension on his chest. Good. There you go. Yeah, that's a lot better. I mean, in his case, his shoulders are always going to get tension because he got massive shoulders. But you can see how his chest is working better right now.
That's full length at that point.
Yep. You can see the activation right here is massive. All right, put it away. So what happens is a lot of people say, oh, how can I train my upper chest? How can I train my middle chest? How can I train my lower chest? It doesn't mean if you want to work out on your upper chest, you got to do incline. That's absolutely not true. What you got to do is you got to see how you perform every single exercise. For somebody like him, incline bench is not really going to do much because he got massive shoulders. So he should stay away from incline chest press. He should do more like flat and decline.
What happens oftentimes is when we're training, we go in and we're actually doing what we should be doing to get the chest to develop itself. But if we don't look out for our body specifically here and look out how we overemphasize certain body parts, it can sometimes cause muscular imbalances. Now we're actually going back trying to fix what we spent years putting into position. So again, as Leo keeps preaching over and over again, rudimentary, back to basics, no need for fancy motions. What do you walk us through? The flat position, the incline position, and the flat. If you master those in and of itself, it will create a masterful physique that is balanced for years to come and also avoid injuries. I myself at 36 years old, if I start out the gate with the wrong foundation, I'd be primed for some catastrophic injuries. Thank God I had someone like Leo in my corner earlier on showing me the ropes of what I was trying to build. It's about foundation first, man. Thanks a ton for that, bro. For real.